Uh, okay. Attention, attention, attention. This is the Tao Net B of the day. If you're around and would like to check in, you may do so with your call sign phonetically. This is your net controller, Tina number 9, Yankee Uniform Echo. Reminder to all that the net is being recorded for training purposes. You may begin.
Vignette number two, Charlie Hotel Golf.
Okay, I got Chung. Anyone else? Anyone else checking in?
Tin yet number 4, Lima Echo India.
Okay, one more. Anyone else? Check in, check in, check in, check in.
Testing, testing. TNet number 4, Sierra Hotel Golf, testing.
You don't need to testing. You just check in. Anyone else checking in? Anyone else? Anyone else? Okay, we begin. Quiet start again. Okay, so this morning we're talking about some health related topics. And well, since you two, except Cheng, are we're not there, we'll kind of repeat the opening. So we talked about this guy who knows Qigong and TCM, and he was saying that there was this client that went to him and say, "Oh, I'm a busy man, always going out to talk business with people, always drinking a lot at night, going to show and all that. And now he is like at the almost like 30s to 40s, and he's like really worn out, always sleep and still no energy, very tired all the time, things like that. So he suggested something, but this guy didn't listen and went to listen to the Western doctor. The Western doctors say, "Oh, yeah, you just need exercise." And then typically they will suggest you to do something like running or something. So the guy listened and went running every day, like every day. He's so disciplined. So every day, about 2 hours going outside jogging. And after 2 weeks, he went into ICU, the emergency. So the more he exercised, the more he's closer to death, the more weaker he get. And he don't understand why. He's already doing what the doctor said. So he went back to the TCM guy. TCM guy was like, "Well, I told you not to do any exercise. What are you doing?" And then eventually he taught him to do some very simple movement with the qigong, and then he's like, "Oh, I felt more energetic already. What's going on?" Turn out the problem is this guy. He said, "Wow, you use up all your resources, like your chi and the blood, and you go do exercise. It's like you're already low in money, and you keep using the money. Of course, you're gonna die soon. So what you need to do is to regroup and then push the stuff back to your source so you can replenish and not to work out more. So the concept of working out that most people think like, oh, I exercise, I sweat, it's going to be good for health, is actually not the case. It will actually kill you sometimes. So let's pass the mic around. Ticket number 2, Charlie Hotel Golf.
Yes, Ajwan. Well, just to build off of this morning, the would you recommend lifting weights? Nothing like strenuous, like just to do like to build like arms and maybe shoulders. Because I do remember in some of your photos that you posted online, you had like weights. Would you recommend those to do like light training to like build muscles? And yeah, I really internalized how you explain the cheetah's move from when you're standing, from when you're sitting, from when you're laying down, and notes and stuff really helped me to get a clearer understanding. Back to you, TY, 10 yard number 2, Charlie Hotel Golf.
Okay. Yeah, I'll get into the weight thing in a bit after I go through the sitting, lay down, and all that again, because it's also the part two of that lesson. Um, in general, I would not suggest people go lifting weight just because you want muscles, because it is very stupid. You look at yourself and think about what am I going for? What do I want? If what you want is all based on a physical perspective, it's like I want to look like this, I want to look like this. You're always in the wrong direction. Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's a very foolish thing to do because the look is actually the result only, like it's the end result. So you're like this in D8, it's because in D1 and D6 you were like that. But then the problem is like if something happened in the 1 and 6 and um like that point in life it got your D8 to look very bad. Like for example, you bloated up, you get very fat and so on. It's not going to change back to normal even you change the 1 and 6 because in D8 it's kind of like like those chalkboards. You write stuff on it and you try to erase it and sometimes it's like not going away. Things are very stubborn because in D8 it is very hard to change. It's already there. It's already made. It's very hard to revert. So sometimes it's like people have issues that is already manifested. It's already too late to change it backward if it's like physically there. But at the same time, sometimes things that are grown in D8, when you deal with the root cause, like for example, you got yi attack and that leads to cancer, and you actually can see the cancer, right? So you exorcise the yi crab, the cancer could be actually gone magically without any medication or surgery. So let's move on to the next. Ticket number 4, Lima Echo India.
Yes, John. So you say like D Tinya Lima Echo India. Yeah. You say like so your D1 and D6 is what makes your D8, but if you're already bloated up, then like if you already did the damage to yourself and you already got bloated up, so if you try to fix your D1 and D6, couldn't you get back to where you wanted it to be? Uh, Tingkat number four, Limo Echo India.
Not always. Um, it like okay, if you have cancer, right, and the cancer is because you have yi, you clean up the yi, the cancer can be disappearing. Um, but if like let's say you have ye and you got into a car accident and then you lost your arm or something during the accident, then you cannot really revert that arm and make it come back, right? There are things that got damaged and cannot revert. There are things that can be there, but it can be killed off. So it really depends on the situation, not all the time, okay? But talking about like bloated up, sometimes the bloated up factor that you have in D8, okay, um, well, if it is like due to a pre-heaven thing, and you get like that, um, it's not always fixable. Like when you use the D1, D6, right, to try to like change it, change the factor. For example, like you're very yippy, and because of that you get bloated up. Like when you're yippy, your ghost altar is getting a lot of stuff packed in, and as a result you get a big tummy. So um the ghost altar is like related to where your waist is, right? So that part get bloated up when you're very yippy in the mental part. Okay, so I tried to like kind of fix it in the D8, I mean in the D6 part, and you do magic and stuff trying to dissolve it. It's not really going to change your D8 shape just by doing that. So there will be like some work needed to kill the D8 part physically later. But if you like already stop the D6 problem, then you won't get worse. It's like you see some people, especially in the USA, they're like really big, like they suddenly start to go really huge. That is like sometimes it's really due to a D6 problem. If you don't stop it, it keep getting bigger and bigger, and then eventually you become like those giants. But if you stop it, eventually it's like, yeah, you stop the threat. It's not getting worse, but what's done is already done, and it's hard to get it back to like when you were okay, like that. Tango, sorry, Air TJ number four, Sierra Hotel Golf.
'Senior number 4, Sierra Hotel Golf. Yeah, this is interesting. The idea of uh, medical problems happening from the upstream in terms of like the in D1 and D6 um, levels. Regarding my medical problem, the sleeping issue. Um, yeah, I'm always interested in finding out how to um, and yeah, like like understanding that more. Um, but then I can't really complain because you've given me what I need to do, and then I'm not disciplined about it and do it every day. So it's like, what can I can't really go asking about it more if I don't even do the caddying properly, if you know what I mean. So, but just in general though, the idea of the of exercising like less. Um, like it sounds like exercising for the hell of it. Uh, with the wrong motivation isn't really going to help you. So, um, going and pounding the pavement every day is just probably going to hurt you more in the long run, in terms, especially your knees and probably other parts of your body. Um, and I know in Chinese medicine, they or in in the martial arts kind of thing, they don't actually recommend extreme workouts either. Actually, they're more gentle in what they recommend, I think. Um, I do remember though when I did a few lessons in Chinese martial wrestling called Shui Jiao, and between wrestling bouts, when you're totally puffed in a Western kind of context, you sit down and puff away on the floor. But 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 they wouldn't let you sit down when you had to keep on moving, like moving around in a circle, um, instead of like to get your breath back. Um, I'm wondering what you have to say about that. Is there a good reason for that? Um, Tuning out number 4, Sierra Hotel Golf.
I'm not sure what do you mean? Not let you sit down? Not let you keep moving? Can you repeat that part? Not sure what that is about.
So like you do like a wrestling with a partner for 5 or 10 minutes, and by the end of it you're totally puffed out and exhausted. Like dying. But instead of like normally in like a Western context, you'd sit on the floor and puff away to get your breath back. But you weren't allowed to sit down to get your breath back. You had to keep on moving, like as in keep the body moving and walking around the room, even though you're almost dead. But over the next couple of minutes, you get your breath back. But there was it's just a different way of dealing with being puffed out that I hadn't seen before. Maybe it's just normal in Asia, but normally in the West, you just sit down on the floor and do that kind of thing. Um, that's what I was referring to. Team at number 4, Sierra Hotel Golf.
That is very stupid and bad because you're exhausted, right? And then you keep walking, so you keep spending more while you're exhausted. It's not a good idea. It's basically stupid. Well, you can say if you're like training soldiers, then you can train the soldiers to like, oh yeah, when you're like really tired, you still have that like the willpower to keep moving, so you can like kind of, keep running for your life kind of thing. But in the health perspective, that is very damaging because you're exhausted and then you keep burning, right? It make no sense. That also brings us to the second part of the lesson, which is the different way our body is and how that actually teaches our energy system to work. So before I begin, anyone else want to check in? Please come now. Okay, I'll continue. So in the JLG room, I have posted already, but let's do that again here. Um, we have 5 different positions that will teach the body to do different things. The energy body. When we are sleeping or laying down, you should say, when we lay down like flat, our energy body is like the hourglass when you put it sideways so it doesn't move. Okay? So if anything wrong is going on in your system and you want to stop, it's kind of like you press the play button and then you don't want it to play, right? You want to pause, then you lay down. When you lay down, everything settle down. So that's why we say when you're feeling very bad and when you're feeling like something's really wrong, like last time when Wing was being attacked by the crab and then go all feeling sick and spinning and all that. When you lay down flat, it stopped. It will help you stop that thing because lay down stop the energy moving. stop the whole energy body. Okay, so when you stop, another thing that will happen is that it kind of regroup things into the heart. Okay, it will also do that. Okay, now second is water element. Water element is when you sit up. Okay, when we sit down, and it's kind of like you sit on the chair. That's like water element. When you sit on the chair, when you sit up, the energy body is going to flow from the above and down to you. Okay, so it's like the great time to use this is when you think of ideas, when you're trying to think of ideas and pull things down. And then we have the wood, which you stand up. When you stand up, the energy body will build up the stuff, and the pressure build up from bottom up. So the more tired or more weight you have on the bottom, the more chi you're pushing back up to the heart. When you have chi to the heart, you feel energized, you feel revived, you feel like focus, have attention, motivated, and that kind of stuff. And then we have fire, which help your chi to exert or go outward. So when you walk, that is the fire. So when you keep walking, keep moving, like what Seung said, that's like the time when you like keep pushing the soul energy to go outside of you. You're spending off. Okay. And then when you stay still again, when you sit down and cross your leg, that is the time you bring things back in. You bring things back into yourself, and also at the same time, it connects you back up to pre-heaven. So when you sit down and cross leg, don't let the leg touch anything on this world, right? Then you're like regrouping inward, and also soon when you group enough, it will go back to pre-heaven. These are the five elements related to the five things that we can do. I'll continue later. Before I move on to the top, anyone want to check in? Okay. Tina number two, Charlie Hotel Golf. Tina number two, Charlie Hotel Golf.
Yes, Ajahn. Apologies about that. Just had a message that just came in. Uh, that explanation about no, not explanation, but the example of the bank analogy, you're using more than you have, um, and how you use it in reference to Shang Xiang, that if you're tired, why would you be moving? And and I could relate to that as well because when I used to do martial arts, they would say that as well, like to cool down. When you're cooling down, or they'll make us move and run in a circle. Well, not run, but you would be walking briskly. If that is a correct terminology, you'll just be going in a circle because that would be the cool down, quote unquote. And it's a very counterintuitive. It makes no sense. It's stupid, like you said. And looking back at a lot of the other sports I was playing, they had similar ideas that yeah, you need to either slow down what you're doing to give your body time to recognize that you want to stop. There's always this concept of needing to cool down. I've heard it even when I used to go to the gym. Oh yeah, you need to do a cool down set. Like after you don't do your full workout, then you'll do something light. And I'm trying to figure out like where all this misinformation and stupidness came from because you hear it all over the place. The way how you're explaining it to me now, even though it's the first time I'm hearing it, it just makes instant sense. Because why would you want to spend any, why would you want to spend energy that you don't have, especially when you're tired? Like just stop. Why? And it kind of reminds me of how they try to explain like a moving object, or you don't want to stop a moving object abruptly, 'cause that could cause or whatever issues. You'll want to slow down first. It's kind of like a car. If a car moving at a particular speed, you'll want to slow down instead of coming to a abrupt halt because it might damage you or the car. Blah 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 blah. But they're trying to take rules that apply to like an animate object and apply it to something that's living. So it's kind of overall just bullshit. Back to you. Tenure at number two, Charlie Hotel Golf.
I get where you come from. This is like when you treat human like a machine, that's what happened. You think you're like a car or something like that, right? Like a machine. So you need to like slowly, dun, 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 slow down and then roll to the stop, right? Um, no, it doesn't work that way. Even like if you talk about the heart organ, right? If you like, I don't move my body, but the heart still takes time for itself to slow down. It doesn't like, oh, I stop and then the heart just like suddenly goes stop. Right? It doesn't do that. It knows what to do, like slowly taper down the heart rate. So we are not like cars. We are human. So yeah, when you treat a human like a robot or like a machine, that's a big problem. Okay, now weight. Weight. Why do you want to put weight on yourself? Why do you do something with more weight? Okay, first of all, uh, simply speaking, when you put weight on your body, you have to force yourself to like use more effort to do the same thing, right? Okay, like you want to walk, right? Usually it's very fast. You put some weight on yourself, suddenly it slows you down. Okay, so it forces you to like push more of your potentials, which is like more resources for the same action. Okay, so what you're doing is like usually if I like push forward, I am only bringing out $10 to do that push. You put more weight on yourself, you're telling yourself, okay, I want to push forward, but the same pushing, I want it to equal to like $200. Okay, so I made it harder for myself. Then it forces my chi to push more chi out, right? So I want more chi to come out to pay for the same action. Okay. It reminds me of like this fat guy who is like I don't know how many 100 pounds, but this guy is huge, and he joined a game saying like if you can lose 100 pounds in how many days, then you get that much money. And he actually like lose a lot because he was like torturing himself. And then later they put the weight back on himself using some like some kind of a weighted vest or something. And he's like, wow, I can't imagine that. Like I was like so light right now. Yeah, like when you put it back on yourself, you realize how much more chi you need to bring out for the same action because your body now is lighter, is supposed to draw less chi. Okay, this will bring you a mind-blowing theory later when it's my turn again. Tina number 4, Lima Echo India.
Kenya number 4, Limo Echo India. About that theory about the fat guy who like lift and then he so it's like he's exerting all his chi out, but once he get like at okay like shape, so he no longer need that anymore. Is that like what I'm understanding? Um, and I did ask about like if you try to fix your D8 issue, is that a way to also fix your D8 if it's like you like if I ate too much and I got like big old man titties and stuff like that, could I use something like that and then later just go back to regular since I don't need that much anymore. Just like a temporary, just to exert more chi out. Tin number 4, Limo Echo, India.
No, strongly don't recommend that. Um, First of all, I said already, do not do something because of your physical body. It's like, oh, I don't like myself looking like this. I don't like myself looking like this. You have a much greater problem than your normal body look. So look at the bigger problem instead. For example, um, okay, let's say you are always having issue lacking the resources so that you cannot power up your heart or your soul properly. So you see yourself dozing off. You see yourself not able to focus, not able to really process. When people are talking, it's like you can't really think. You're thinking that you blank out. You're thinking that you're tired, and maybe you're like very easily tanky, that kind of thing. That is a bigger problem. And if you have that problem, and you try to like, oh, let me just burn more to lose weight, to lose my belly or whatever, right? Okay, you try to do that. You force more chi out while you already lack the chi. You're making yourself a bigger problem because you already lack a lot of the chi and you still want to exert more because of the stupid body. That's really stupid. As a Taoist, you look at your body as like a very important thing. It's going to kill you because you don't look at what's inside first, and then you just look at your body and say, "Oh, I didn't want to get skinnier, so I'm doing this." Well, yeah, you overspend your chi to get skinny, and then afterward, what happened? Your bank account is empty. You're on the negative in the pre-heaven, and then what that leads to is like your other things in life getting screwed. Your career have issue, your family luck have issue, and other things in life don't get success. That's kind of like this morning Gap was saying. A lot of those martial artists, they spend all that energy, that time, that resources on like fighting, right? So they're like, oh yeah, there might be a good fighter, but and then what happened? Like you spend all that resources in that stuff, and then you see the problem comes. Their life sucks. Their decision in life sucks. Their family sucks. Their health going down. Everything in life is not doing well because the resources is gone. You put all the resources in that, other things don't get any, and you have other problems to deal with. And they start making bad decisions. They start having issues with their wives and family. All kinds of problems can come up. So don't be the one that just look at your body and then start making stupid decisions. It's really stupid. The number 4, Sierra Hotel Golf.
Tune number 4, Sierra Hotel Golf. Yeah, so I'm one of those people who has problems with I guess sleep, dropping off as shrinking out. um, which yeah, it's a disability in my life. It's something that I really have to um yeah do something about because it's a struggle for me. So yeah, like I survive now and take by taking caffeine tablets just so I can go to work. And that's not very good for you. Um, so there's stronger medication that I used to take as well, but the doctor won't give it to me at the moment because I'm living in a state that doesn't have a sleep specialist and blah blah blah. And anyway, that's for the best because I've survived now for a year without any of that. So, but I still take caffeine and I have energy drinks and stuff like that just to keep me going. Otherwise, I was in a class the other day, and it was at the around the time of the day when I get hit by a sleep wave, it's sleep attack type thing, and I was in the middle of a class, and when that happens, it's like I get like brain fog, and I'm walking around, and it was a really boring class where I wasn't doing anything. I was just had to be the token teacher in the room while the carpentry teacher, who wasn't a fully qualified teacher, was running the class. So I had to just walk around for 2 hours pretending, that I was interested in the, you know, screwing and sawing and things like that. And it's so I wasn't engaging mentally, and I kind of had a bit of a brain fog moment and did some kind of weird thing like I took the lanyard around my neck with the keys on it and put it in a pigeonhole, that was on the side of the room. And later I was trying to unlock a classroom and I didn't know where my keys were. And then I went back at the end of the day, and the woman was like, "Yeah, some kid found these in a pigeonhole." And then I quickly made up something on the spot, saying, "Oh yeah, I think the lanyard broke. Keeps on breaking because it was one of those ones with the bits that click together at the top, and I think it just snapped. They must have picked it up off the ground, but yeah, it's a bit of a worry, and I really got to watch it carefully. But all I need is a quick 5 minute nap, and I'm totally recharged. But there's no place in the workplace for me to go and do that. They don't allow it. Like when I was in Japan, I used to go into the toilets at lunchtime, sit on the toilet, and have a quick 5 minute nap, and then I'd wake up totally good for the rest of the day. But you can't really do that in Australia at Australian schools. I think I get caught. Anyway, back to you. Sitting at number 4, Sierra Hotel Golf.
Okay. Before I begin, anyone want to check in? Check in. Check in. Please come now.
Vignette number 4, Hotel Alpha Alpha.
Okay, I got you. Anyone else? Anyone else? Okay. Tina number 4, Hotel Alpha Alpha. Go ahead.
Vignette number 4, Hotel Alpha Alpha. I understand that we expend our chi when we do these different exercises, making us sweat and expend. Then I wonder how it is, or if it is possible, that we're supposed to build muscle. How is that achieved? I mean, we see these big bodybuilders it's not just fat. I mean, it's got to be like muscle and stuff. So how is it that we can achieve the muscle strength and not be fat, is I guess the best way? It can't be just by eating. It can't be just that, because you just told us this morning that eating just moves the chi around. So how is it that we build muscle? Tingette number 4, Hotel Alpha Alpha.
Good question. I was about to get to that. Okay, first of all, if you guys listen to what Seung said, you should take that as a lesson for yourself, and realize that in life there's so many people who might suffer from these kind of problem, like you suddenly just shunged out, and it's like you don't have enough battery uh, for the day. um like imagine yourself like a phone, right? And it's like your phone is worn out, so usually the battery lasts like from when you wake up and then to your sleep, you will still have enough juice to use the phone. And now your phone is like worn out, then it's like, wow, it's only like maybe in the middle of the day and I'm already down to 10%. Why is it like that? So that feeling definitely is not good. uh, Health. one of the important factor of health is your 精神, like how much 精神 you have. And that really make a huge difference. For example, if you're like very easily 伤到, it means that your 精神 is very little. But if you're like me, like I wake up around 5:30 and I tank around 11, and well, throughout the day I don't shung out like that, but I can do all the stuff I want to do. That makes you feel good. It makes you feel like at least you're healthy, right? But if you're like doing a little bit and then you already run out of charge, that's not very good. So the health side is not just about your look. A lot of the health comes from this part, which is not visible as well. Like if Seung take a photo, right? You look at his photo, he's like, yeah, he looks pretty good. He looks like fine. But you cannot look and tell that the 精神 level of someone sometimes. When they take a picture during like their uptime, right? It looks perfectly fine. Talking about the muscle, okay, the muscle is actually a thing. Um, Based on what I have learned, okay, when you have muscles built, it means that in D8 you have excessive stuff. Like if you say a meridian is overly tight, like overly stuffed, the meridian. Okay, imagine meridian is a pipe. Okay, you can have okay chi, okay amount of chi that the meridian can afford, then it's like, yeah, it's flowing fine. Okay, like water going through a pipe. The pipe can withstand that pressure. It's normal for the pipe. Water just flows, nothing's happening. Okay, now if you have like too much stuff going in and the water is like too thick or something, it cannot go through, or you have like too much garbage in the middle, it stuck the pipe and it builds up pressure. That is when you have excessive chi. And other thing is you have like not enough chi. Not enough chi is like you have a pipe but very little water. Okay, in your body, it will shows up like this. If you have too much chi, you feel pain, you feel tense, you feel solid, stiff. Okay, when you have uh, too little chi, you feel weak, you feel numb, no power, like a noodle, right? Okay, so you have to understand that that's the two condition that will show up in your body. If you have too much chi for a while, your body will grow muscle, because it's like the body knows you need to have a place to store up the chi so you can always use it because you always need it. So it's built muscles for storing the extra chi that is built up. But if you're not really using those chi, then the muscles become like the yeep that is stuck in your body. So it really depends. Are you using those muscles? If you're a farmer or construction worker, things like that, you always need to use the power, right? You're always using the chi. Your muscles are going to be something useful. It's not going to be as yippy. But if you're like just building the muscle for nothing, you're just building it for the look, then you're going to screw up your body, because your muscles is a proof that the chi is stuck in D8 and it's not going anywhere. So you're having too much and you're not using it. Then what happened? It becomes in D6, the chi is not coming over, because the D6 knows you still have more money. I don't need to come, right? So that's why the bodybuilder are not going to be more powerful than like a farmer, because the bodybuilding is like you only have the chi, the muscle built, but the D6 is not pumping over. They think that you have enough already and you're not using it. That's the thing. Okay, Tina number two, Charlie Otokoff.
Siajan, that right there just makes so much sense because, and I know you may not like this analogy, but it sounds like evolution. You're only gonna get what you need at this point in time. And you said the same thing about developing the spiritual powers to gap and I like you're only gonna get what you need. If you're not fighting for your life, you don't need this. Why do you need it? And that's how nature actually works. You're not just gonna have it for the aesthetics. And I think that uh well I think that most people would want to build muscle, like you said, for a cosmetic or shallow look. And because of how society is, you need to look a particular type of way. You need to be a guy who could take his shirt off. And I also read that for people who's over a particular age bracket, it's a lot more harder for them to grow muscles or get muscles. And like if you're over like the age of like 50 or something like that. But and they said that so if once you pass over 50, it's a lot more difficult to grow muscles, and that means your health is declining and a whole set of Western crap now. Because just just understanding this more and more on how the system works, I'm realizing that Western medicine really don't know anything. They just base a lot of their opinions and findings on how stuff look, and they don't really understand the entire internal system. And also, I I like having muscle because I definitely want to get back into like martial arts training. But like I said, if I don't need it, I shouldn't be trying to have it. It's kind of like hoarding. Like if you ever saw those movies from no that TV series from TCM Hoarders, these people just have all this crap in their house that they're not even using, and they're just building up a whole set of heap and e-crapping it because yeah, you just have stuff that you have no business keeping it. You're not using it, and you're just accumulating crap from all over the place, and it's like that. You just have stuff that you don't need. So that makes a lot more sense. Siajan, it's really about reprogramming your mind, especially if you want to have a fit body because you think that is going to make people like you more or make you look more attractive. Blah 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 blah. When at the end of the day, those things really matter. It's all about form and function. Back to you. This is Tin number 2, Charlie Hotel Golf.
Now let's talk about how to analyze the body. Okay, so now you know when you have too much of something, then your D8 will build because you need more, right? It's kind of like the body is like a room. So you need more room because you're always bringing in more people, then you need a bigger house, right? So the body is like the house. Now your house can hold 10 people, okay? And then you're like always getting 20 people to come into the house because you put weight on the body, right? So you're like, yeah, we need 20 people, more, more, more. And eventually your house is like, ah, oh, man, there's like so many people. We need to get bigger. And then eventually your house is going to grow. So your house keep growing to be able to fit what actually is coming all the time. Okay? So your body size is the house size. So the housing, the size built up because more and more things is coming. Okay, now there are two things that we talk about: the chi and the blood. Right? The blood is like the main resources, and the chi is what moves the blood. If you have blood but no chi, the blood is not moving, you're still not good. You need the chi to move the blood. If you have too much chi, right, it's like the blood is moving too fast, then there goes the problem. Too little chi, the blood's not moving fast enough is the problem, right? The blood is like the heart juice. It goes into something that you do in life. For example, you want to uh, play your COC. Okay, good. Your COC town will have your blood going in there, right? So you keep putting your heart in it. So that's the blood. So now let's say you have a lot of chi, okay? Then it moves a lot of blood. So you're like addicted to the COC. I cannot stop myself. I keep doing. I just don't know why. I just keep playing and playing. I want to go fast. I want to rush my town hall. That's what happened. Overhype of chi. Not enough chi. Then it's like, yeah, I still do it, but I'm like very slow. I only like do one attack and then I just forget about the game. So you see, you need like a healthy amount of chi and blood so that you'll be playing the game, you'll like it, keep it going, but not overdo it. Right? So that's the relationship. In your body, the way you use your body, okay, your arms, your legs, everything, right? If you have a lot of fat, the fat is showing you that meridian, that part has a lot of chi. Chi is fat. Okay. If you have a lot of meat, that is the blood. The the thing that tells you if you have like lots of muscles, right? That is like because you always have to push a lot of blood into that area. Then it grows muscles. If you push chi into that area, the muscle will have some kind of roundness around it. So in a way, you can see like Bruce Lee, he's like really ripped, right? It shows that he have a lot of muscles, but not a lot of fat. So it's like you burn your chi off, and then you have overly drawn those blood into your body. So you use a lot of your blood, so that's why you have a lot of muscles. But then there's not much chi left. That means you're like exhausted. So that kind of body shape is actually very bad because you don't have chi to support your blood anymore. So your health is going to be pretty bad. So if you look at healthy people who are actually like not fat, but they're muscular in a way, you see like they're big, they're round, like not fat kind of round, but the muscles are round, but it's not like soft when you touch it. It's not like bloop and then it goes inside, right? It's like it's bouncy. It has a certain amount of bounciness, tenderness. That means it's a balance of the chi is still there and there's like blood growing that body. So it's called a healthy state. The balance, right? Too fat, like soft kind of fat means no blood, too much chi. That means you're yippy. So there you go. Tier number 4, Sierra Hotel Golf. Hey, where'd the sun go? Sung out maybe. Tier number 4, Hotel Alpha Alpha.
Ticket number 4, Hotel Alpha Alpha. This is fascinating. I actually recall a number of demonstrations where people seemingly to appear obese, but can demonstrate amazing feats of flexibility and strength and athleticism. Like sometimes you see these people that'll be, doing like breakdancing, or maybe they'll doing really difficult maneuvers in martial arts, even. Or I believe, I don't know which actor it was, but he has a very round face, but he's not sketched out buff or anything, but he's like an older actor, and just looking at some of the stuff that he does, it shows that he's done a lot of practice, and he's done it for many years. You can see he's got a pot belly, he's got thick legs and stuff. He's not springy and wiry like some of these demonstrated people look like, but he almost looks like you could overlook him until you really see how he demonstrates, how he portrays himself. So this is really my eye-opening for me to get this concept, because Western medicine, Western nutrition medicine and exercise does not address how this is the blood versus the chi. Okay. Yes. Ting at number 4, Hotel Alpha Alpha.
So you see, your natural, like now, your body is already like that. Okay. Now think about when your body suddenly get like huge, fat. big, right? And you're not like muscle man kind of thing. You just like maybe after some kind of, usually people go through some kind of trauma and they get huge. They become like suddenly, wow, like so big. Why? Because the body suddenly has a lot of yeep, like the chi. It ate so much chi that your body knows, like, oh shit, we cannot we cannot like put all these people in the house. We need to make the house bigger. So your body has to grow to put the chi in. So what it grows with chi for chi is the fat. So after some trauma, your body, the house, built that chi, and then built the fat to let the chi have a place to stay. Okay. Now, however, you might be like, yeah, but after like so many years, I really forgot about it, but my body is still like that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like your body already grew to that point, and the like your body created that space for the chi already, and it's like it's not going back. Your body is not going to go back. So it's really hard to revert that change. So that is why I say, don't try to force it, because once you force it, if you regret later, it's going to be a problem. And also, by creating excessive room, you're also going to have a cost behind it. For example, if you go bodybuilding and then you created a lot of muscles, right? Now, however, you're not using the muscles already because you stopped bodybuilding. What happened? Okay, like I bodybuild now, I lift a lot of weights and all that, and I get like muscular. Okay, now I don't do it anymore. I think I'm okay. I just don't do it. What happened is your system will see your body grew from like 20 people space to now like 160 people space. Okay, so usually back then your Yunsan or the heart only need to give you $20 a day. Now it's trying to give you $160 a day. For what? I don't know what you're using that for, but it just give it to you because there is empty space. So after you give up the lifting, your heart is it's going to over exhaust the account and the yunsan as well, pushing all the blood to you, thinking that you might need it, and turn out that you're not using it. And then what happened? And then the blood will become thicker and clogged up in the D8 meridians, and it cannot cycle. So if you are building your body for the look, your life will not end well. When you give up, like stop doing it, you're like, I don't do any more of this exercise. But at the same time, the pre-heaven is still trying to give you that much resources. It exhausts your life. And other things that need the blood beside the body, like your business, like your child, your family, your whatever other luck that you have, maybe you and your wife and things like that, it's going to go bad. Other things will have like issues because you're overdrawing the blood for this while you're not really using the body. Like you could have put the blood into your business to get rich, or maybe like your stock investment, right? It might need that, but you use it to build your body. Your body don't need it. Like you're not going to war, you're not a farmer, you don't use your body, but the resources is coming out every day. So your life is going to get shittier and shittier. There we go. Tina number 2, Charlie Hotel Golf.
Yes, Ajahn, it all comes back to like that one crucial lesson that you taught us. You're only gonna get you're only gonna get what you need at that point in time. And I think that well, the way how you explain it about the body, once you start to indulge in a particular a habit, because humans are creatures of habit. A habit is either a pattern or something you do every day. If you working out every day, you're gonna tell your yin son, yo, I need this amount of resources. So you have to maintain that habit. You have to do that for the rest of your life. And yeah, because you're programming the yin son to send you a certain amount of resources. It's like the example you just said. You were living in a house that could only hold 3 people. You went and work out. Now you need a house that could hold 15 people. And then at some point in your life, you say, "Yeah, I don't need this big house anymore. I'm just gonna go back in your house that's for 3." But your son is still sending you all these resources for like 20 people. And yeah, it's yeah, the more you know, the better decisions you could definitely make. And but how so are you saying your body is gonna naturally have a certain level? No, actually, no, before that. So you're saying that the chi is stored in your fat. So how do you get a natural, healthy balance of fat and muscle without with taking into consideration what you're saying about what you need for your lifestyle, because your lifestyle is going to dictate what your body does, you know. Because I always used to laugh at guys who have like these big muscular bodies, but they work in an office. That made no sense to me. Like I saw a meme of the Incredible Hulk working in an office and he's big and swole and he's not using any of that muscle, so it makes no sense. But yeah, so like how well, I guess you would probably have to take into consideration our lifestyles, and that will dictate how we could naturally or organically build the right type of muscle and fat ratio for our bodies. Back to you, Tiny at number 2, Charlie Hotel Golf.
Um, Clarifying one thing, okay? Your body will build fat when there is excessive amount of chi. So if you have too much, then it built fat. So it make the fat become like a container for the chi that is like too much. Okay. So if you have fat building up, it means that you already have too much, and that's why it keep building the fat to house the extra chi there. Now sometimes it's okay because you will eventually find use for those chi, like babies will eventually use the chi as they grow up and then move around and then learn and so on, right? So they will eventually use it. um, the muscles are built when you have too much blood coming in, to the point that it maxes out the housing space. So your body right now can hold 10. You put weight on yourself and you go weight lift, right? So you tell the Yunsan to flow down more blood, the heart to pump in more blood. So you want to have 20, then you have 10 extra, right? Because of that, your D8 body don't have anywhere to store that extra blood. It will then grow muscles. So when it grows muscles, like you get bigger, you get more bulky, and then eventually it's up to a point. It's like, yeah, I don't need more space, then it will stop growing. So it's like if you lift the same amount of weight all the time, let's say you're a weightlifter, you lift like 10 pounds only, nothing more, okay? And it's like, yeah, so you will have a little bit of muscle built, and then it's not going to build more than that. Okay, so because your demand of the the blood is always like just that much, it's not going to go more. So the more you do, okay, the more you do with that 10 pound, it's not going to make your muscles bigger anymore, because the amount of blood that you requested is just that much. It doesn't have more excess things. So if you want big muscles, then people usually have to add weight, and you want to like max out your limit. Like today I do 10, tomorrow 30, and then I go like 80, and then 100, and I want to like keep going higher and higher. The muscle will get bigger and bigger because you're like telling your son, I don't have enough, I need more, right? So you're just drawing more blood in to max out your capacity. Okay, so to answer your questions quickly about how to have like a balance of whatever, like the 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 chi and blood and that kind of thing, right? Okay, a balance is pretty much like you don't look at your body. Focus on what you should be doing in life. Because when you deal with that, your life is supposed to give you what you need, right? It's supposed to adjust to that. And the chi and the blood is supposed to adjust to that. So if you understand how the blood and the chi works and you're not over exhausting yourself, you know how to regroup back into yourself, and you know how to observe like your wallet to see if I'm spending too much or too little or something like that, right? You pay attention to that, you'll be fine. Because you know what? Human are born in D8 to do two things. And you know that when you are born, one is sleep and one is eat. When you focus on these two things, you know how to like balance between these two, then whatever you're doing, it's fine. Your life should be giving you enough, right? Now, however, a lot of people don't pay attention to exhaustion. They don't pay attention to giving back. They don't pay attention to their like sex life and all that, right? It's like, yeah, you have sex and then you go flat yourself, like deplete everything. Wow. So you spend all the juice that you can have for the day, your blood, and then what about the other things? Why are you blaming that you don't have energy to grow your stock or to grow your business? Or why is your family breaking up? Well, because you have been spending your blood wrong. When you have sex, you push out all the chi and blood in one go for the day. And it's supposed to be for what? Making a new life, making babies, right? It's supposed to be for that. And you didn't do it for that. And you do it for what? Like, oh, just to have fun. Okay, cool. So don't blame anyone but yourself for not reserving the resources for other important things. When you see other things in life go fail, they go down, they go broken. Hey, why is it like that? Because you kill your own resources. If you're not stupid and waste your resources like that, your life should be pretty good. So fix those problems with the virtue. Your body will be just about what you need. And eventually you see like things are going to kick into the right gear, you can say, because your system will self adjust. And if you don't do stupid things, you should be happy and enjoying that fruit. So there we go. Anyway, the time is up. So we'll continue to chat online. And we have a net tonight too. This is Tina number 9, Yankee Uniform Echo, ending the net 73 to all. See you back online. Bye-bye.
Kenya number 4, Lima Echo, India, clear.